somebody that is the deputy governor and by the grace of God acting governor and now substantive governor, and all of us knew how he got to the present position. He has enemies, political enemies within and outside, so it is expected. The onus is on those who are alleging to prove it. You understand? So forgery is not an issue that should be swept under the carpet. Let them do their due diligence, and if it is found to be true, of course, which I know it is not, like I said, it has been raised before and has been trashed. So, like the onus is on you who allege someone of forgery to prove it. So that's my take on that.
Okay, comrade, do you have a dissenting opinion? Because I mean, there were specifics to this allegation. They even went ahead because the statement is everywhere. University of Ibadan was mentioned. The business diploma certificate forgery, to be precise. Are you not scared that this could eventually be true and it could affect his chances? Peradventure, he wants to contest in the next election.
To start with, the minimum requirement to become the president of Nigeria or governor or deputy governor or an elective position in Nigeria is simply that of a secondary school leaving certificate. And it is not in contention. And the issue is not about whether I attended secondary school or not. So they admitted that he attended secondary school. So that minimum requirement has been met. But having said that, the simple truth is this. We are happy that this allegation is even coming up. It is a performance appraiser. It simply tells you that Governor Lucky Orimisan Ayedatiwa is now an aspirant on the platform of APC that is giving them restless nights. He has become issue. He has been seen as the likely candidate of APC. Then they must devise all manner of what I think could be a perfect distraction. But, like I've said earlier, the minimum requirement to become the governor of Ondo State is secondary school leaving certificate. In fact, it's not even requiring you to have credit or pass in any subject, but that you have attended secondary school. And that is not in question about His Excellency Honorable Lucky Orimisan Ayedatiwa. So there is no issue there. I think they should go back to the field and mobilize opinion, and mobilize supporters, and mobilize votes. These are mere and ordinary distraction that is not consequential. Nobody is even, the governor is not even losing sleep. In fact, if you ask him, we say just discountenance them, because he knows the truth. And Yoruba will say, èèyàn méjì ò pàdánù rọ́. Ẹni tó ń parọ́ fún tí ò bá mọ̀ ẹni tó ń pa ṣá mọ̀. Àwọn tó ń sọ káàkiri, in politics, wọ́n kàn ní pé ó kẹjá race issue. Ní propaganda room olóṣèlú, wọ́n á jókòó ní pé irọ́ wo ni ká gbé kalẹ̀ láti distract lágbẹ́já. Because in politics, it is essentially a game of attrition. Game ọ̀tẹ̀ nìkan ló ń ṣe nínú politics. No other thing. Ọ̀tẹ̀ ni pé kí la lè fi falágbẹ́já ṣubú, kí la lè sọ bí òtẹ̀ kì í ṣe òótọ́ kan tó mọ òótọ́ àti kọjá àti débi tá à ń lọ. Olóbá gbogbo all of this wá. nǹkan tó fi ń sọ tó fi béèrè pé ẹni bá fẹ́ ṣe gómìnà ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo ọ níbikíbi àbí tó bá tiẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣe ààrẹ president Nàìjíríà àwọn certificate tó níìdì ni ṣé o lọ sí secondary school ṣé o parí tábà ti níyẹn ẹnìkan lọ sí University of Ibadan kò lọ sí University of Sokoto kò ṣe kankan kò ṣe pàtàkì so Bísí àwáwí ni.
Gẹ́gẹ́ bí Comrade Gani ṣe sọ wọ́n ní Gani Afiji mo mọ Professor Olú Adéròmú nígbà Christmas ó sọ fún mi torí mo lọ bá wọn lé alọ́ṣà àwọn àpàdé kan lé wọn ó ní governor ó ní student òní ní Adéníran Ògúnsànyà College of Education at least evidence kan nìyẹn so gẹ́gẹ́ bí Honorable Gani ṣe sọ àsìkò tá a wà yìí tí ì rí nǹkan kan wọ́n sì máa sọ pé ó dé fìlà kò dé sápá ọ̀tún bí lágbájá ṣe dé ó gérun ọgbọ̀n kò gérun ọgbọ̀n.
ó ṣeé ṣe kéèyàn lọ sílé ìwé kó má parí.
ó ṣeé ṣe
èèyàn lè appear in class kó má parí.
ó ṣeé ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ mi sọ fún ẹni tó kọ professor yẹn ní student ni ó dẹ̀ parí.
Okay. Oda, I think that settles, that's enough clarification. Pending, I don't know if there will be other investigations. Maybe it's all like a Gani Afiji, pé àwọn èèyàn lè lọ sí University of Ibadan kí wọ́n lọ béèrè pé ṣé lóòótọ́ ni ẹni tí à ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa wọn.
Bísí yẹ kí n sọ nǹkan kan fáwọn aráàlú kan gbọ́.
Torí mo rántí nígbà tí.
ó dìgbà tó bá submit certificate fún INEC kẹ́ tó lè gbé lọ síbi kankan ẹ já dúró dìgbà tá submit certificate kan ká tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń discuss ẹ̀ àwáwí ni gbogbo eléyìí. Nǹkan tó fi sọ ni pé ìjọ lọ secondary school wọn rèésì yẹn.
minimum requirement.
minimum requirement ìjọ lọ secondary school.
àwọn tó dẹ̀ wá ń di ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ṣé wọ́n ṣe mọ̀ ń sìn ni ìgbà tí ó ń ṣe deputy governor tí ó fẹ́ ṣe acting governor tí wọ́n ń gbógun tí wọ́n sọ ń gbà yẹn o ṣé rí ọ̀tẹ̀ ní bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n ṣe sọ bá ṣe máa pàpọ́n nìkan máa rú tí rí nǹkan kan o ẹ ṣì máa ríran o.
Okay, speaking about enmity, you said the other time that the governor, I'm talking about Comrade Gani Mohammed, you said the governor has a lot of enemies. What is the status quo right now? Are there still enemies of the governor within his cabinet?
I essentially do not refer to them as enemies. I mean political rivals.
Okay.
The political rivals are up there. They will continue to be until they are defeated. And their apprehension, ìbẹ̀rù wọn, ojo ìpayà àti bá wọn nítorí pé ó ti da gómìnà. Ní nǹkan bí oṣù kan sẹ́yìn Lucky Orímisàn Ayédàtiwa ò tí ì dá gómìnà wọ́n sì ń tì í pé kinní kan wọ́n sì ń ríra wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni tó fẹ́ bá du ipò gómìnà but now tó ti di gómìnà ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ tí ń kó gbá sílé àwọn tó ń ṣe rivalry ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ tí ń bẹ̀ pé àwọn máa support ẹ̀ wọ́n ti ń bẹ̀ ẹ́ máa kà online wọ́n ti ń bẹ̀ pé kó jọ pé àwọn fẹ́ kún káwọn support ẹ̀ but pé kó má yẹ̀wé àwọn wò
kó má dẹ̀ yẹ̀gá nídìí wọn.
kó má dẹ̀ yàgá nídìí wọn pé àwọn sì fẹ́ bá ṣèjọba àwọn kan tiẹ̀ lọ bá lọ́jọ́ Monday tó kọjá yìí pé àwọn ti wá rí i pé ibi táwọn dúró sí ẹni táwọn ń sọ̀pọ̀tì pé kò lè jẹ mọ́ pé so àwọn ò lè máa ṣiṣẹ́ takora àwọn ò fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ tako nínú àwọn tó ti ń ṣe káàkiri tá a ti mọ̀ yìí pé wọ́n ti lẹ́ni tó ń gbé ẹnìkan nu wọ́n tiẹ̀ sọ yìí pé òun ti rẹ́ni tó lè ṣe gómìnà yàtọ̀ sí Ayédàtiwa bọ̀ lójijì nígbà tí Ayédàtiwa di gómìnà òun náà ló tún pe àwọn èèyàn tó pé ẹja lọ bá o lọ́jọ́ Monday tó kọjá yìí ọjọ́ Ajé níjẹ̀rin ló lọ bá pé tọ̀ Ọlọ́run ti tútò àwọn tó ń gbé àpótí táwọn ń tẹ̀lé tẹ́lẹ̀ àwọn ti rí pé kò sọ́nà ń bẹ̀ mọ́ so pé àwọn ti fara mọ́ o pé kó fa àwọn mọ́ra wọ́n ń bẹ̀bẹ̀ lábẹ́lé but ṣe mo olóṣèlú èyí tá fẹ́ràn jù èyí tá dẹ̀ nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí jù ni pé ká máa ṣe nǹkan kan káwọn èèyàn má rí wa lábẹ́lé olóńdùnmọ́ wa jù aláìkí àṣírí ọ̀rọ̀ àṣírí pé tábàtẹ̀ lọ ṣèpàdé ìpàdé tí kò ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ o ẹ fẹ́ yọ kẹ́ pamọ́ lọ káwọn aráàlú má rí yín pé ẹ lọ torí kẹ́lẹ̀ láǹfààní àtúntí lọ pàdé míì ìṣe àwa olóṣèlú nìyẹn so gbogbo àwọn tó ń bẹ̀bẹ̀ lábẹ́lé ń sìn wọn ò lè gbórí síta mọ́ bọ́n ṣe ń gbórí síta pé èmi mò ń tẹ̀lé lágbẹ́já èmi mo fẹ́ kí tàmẹ̀dó ṣe gómìnà ńgbà tó ń ti lọ jẹ́wọ́ ara wọn lọ́dọ̀ Lucky Ayédàtiwa ibi tí adé nìyẹn kò lóòótọ́ àwọn abánidùpò máa wà ẹni tí ò tiẹ̀ lè débì kankan ẹni tó yẹ kó lọ gbàpò ti kánsẹ́lọ̀ á lóun fẹ́ ṣe gómìnà ẹlòmíì náà ó ti gbàpò ti gómìnà rí ní àkọ́kọ́ ó ní bíi 60%, ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì ó ní 50%, ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹta ó ní 40%, now tí ẹ tún lọ bíi 30%. So gbogbo ó dọwọ́ Ọlọ́run fúnrú àwọn báyẹn so wọ́n mọ̀ wọn ara wọn àwọn tó ń tẹ̀lé wọn náà wọ́n ti ń adjust ara wọn wọ́n dẹ̀ ti ń wò pé nǹkan ti ń yí o nǹkan ti ń yí o orin tuntun ló wà ń gbòòrò bọ́lọ̀ ń ṣe tó nìyẹn so.
Very recently, we saw resignations within the cabinet. Some ministries had their commissioners resign, and we're just hoping that there will be replacement as soon as possible. How soon will this be, Honorable Gbenga Omole?
Thank you very much. How soon will it be? The buck stops on the table of the governor. He's the one sitting on that seat, and he's the one that has access to a lot of information that we may not have to have. Yes, it's
will the lacuna not affect the pace of governance?
Well, for now, I don't think so. At least he's barely 2 weeks old as governor, you know. So, like I said, his transition to becoming governor was very, very unexpected because none of us expected
the
demise of our former governor at that time, and that is the truth of the matter. No, definitely we know he was sick, and a lot of drama was around that. But we weren't there. For me, as a person, my thought, and God says my heart, is that Aketi should see his terms to end, but then God knows better. So on the issue of people resigning, I can only say the only person that I can say that has resigned now is the former commissioner for infrastructure, lands and housing, because constitutionally, and I want you to have the time to check the Constitution of Nigeria, Section 196, subsection 1 to 4, unambiguously, clearly stated, and it was mentioned that special advisors, their job ceases to exist the day the governor that appoint them seeks to be the governor. It is explicitly stated. There's no it is unambiguous. So for somebody who is a special advisor or a senior special assistant or a CPS to a governor that says he's resigned, he must be he doesn't know the law, or he's just being mischievous, because the law states that once the governor that appoints you ceases to become governor, your job has
in other
finished.
words, there's no point
If
resigning.
the new governor wants to, that section did not even end there. It goes further to say that even if the new governor wants to appoint you, he has to reappoint you, and you have to declare your asset. It was clearly stated. So for somebody who is a special advisor that says he resigned or is still in government now, anybody that pays any special advisor or senior special assistant or special assistant the salary of January in this government, we have to face the law, because the law is clear about it.
Are you speaking?
Wait, I'm talking from the angle of the law. Except the former governor reabsorbed them and reappointed them, and like I said, the new governor, except the new governor reappointed them, and it is stated that they must declare the asset. I'm quoting it again, Section 196, subsection 1 to 4 of the Nigerian Constitution stated that.
In addition to that, what is emphasizing here is that all the appointees
Because they are aides of the governor.
Who are aides of the governor have ceased to be in the office immediately a new governor was sworn in on the 27th of December 2023. That no, if you continue to receive salary or you are being paid, you are guilty of a crime. No advisor, no special assistant, no senior assistant appointed by the late governor should receive salary for the month of January, because the law has terminated their appointment by the reason of the inauguration of a new governor. Like Honorable Molin said, if His Excellency Honorable Lucky Orimisan Ayedatiwa wants to enjoy the services of these advisors, the law compels him. It is not by whims or what I wish to do. If he wants to enjoy the services of these advisors, he will have to reappoint them. And these persons must go to Code of Conduct to file afresh, because the law that appointed them has taken care of them and removed them. So in effect, like he said, only one person has resigned. That is Honorable Raimi Aminu, the former commissioner for infrastructure in Ondo State. All others, all others who have purportedly resigned or left their office are only either being conscious of the law that appointed them, or authority where that gave them the office, and those who pretended to have resigned are only playing to the gallery, because they were senior government officials who we should not believe are ignorant of the law. They must know it. They know it. And they were quick to take what English people will call making necessity a virtue. Doing what you must do and making it look as if you are doing omoluabi. It's just like you are paying, you eat in a restaurant, and they didn't bring bill to your table. You want to go, and you know they will ask you at the gate that they will want to tear your bill to show that you have used it. And you know you cannot exit at the gate of the restaurant without that bill. So you now walk to demand doing the bill or preparing the bill that, Madam Oga, you forgot to give me my bill. You know I'm a good person, so give me bill. If you had not even gone to demand, at the gate they will stop you. So that is what Oyibo people say, making necessity a virtue.
Okay, either ways, Comrade Gani, is there anything wrong in an official renunciation of a particular position, regardless of what the law says? I mean, just for
yeah, I got your point. The attitude is this: you should have, as a public officer who serve people, you should have made it adequately clear to the people that by the operation of the law that afforded me this seat, I want to thank the people of the governor and the people of Ondo State that the law has taken care of this my seat and move on. But making it a virtue is cheap, is mischievous, and is playing to the gallery.
Now you see this set of categories of people. They are called aides, governors' aides. They are special advisors senior special assistant, and special assistant,
Are
not
so-
commissioner.
are some of them still
Commissioners-
holding on to their positions as
that
we
is
speak?
that is what we are saying. You know, like you said, some people may be ignorant, but we don't expect people of senior government officials at that level to be ignorant of the law. You understand? That's why we want to say again, maybe they are mischievous, or maybe, you know, politicians, people do not want to leave office. They don't want to leave the position they are. Some of them may know, some of them are lawyers, you understand? But they are looking at the body language of the new governor, and he too, as a newcomer, and he doesn't want to, I mean, we are in a political era. I'm not speaking for him, I'm just stating my own personal view and opinion. So, you know, if you want to, and the funny thing is that most of these people are people that, of course, have been working tirelessly and saying a lot of things that he was not supported to attain the position he is today. So, for me, I would say,
If the governor decides that he wants to keep working with this set of people, do you have any problem with that?
I don't have any problem with that, but the proper thing must be done. That's what we just told you.
He must reappoint them.
He must write to the House of Assembly that it needs a certain number of special advisors. Then they have to go to the code of conduct and fill in the form and declare the assets. That's it. That's what the law states.
We have emphasized this, BC. We said if the governor, the new governor, His Excellency Honorable Lucky Orimisan Ayedatiwa, wants to enjoy the services of these advisors, he feels that they have performed beautifully well, the law compels him to reappoint them. He cannot just continue to enjoy their services without appointment. It's like just putting anybody is just doing anything. If any one of them signs document on behalf of the government, is a crime. Because they
Are you indicting the governor already?
If he does that, I'm indicting him. If he does that, I am indicting him.
Because the reason I asked is right now it
Yeah.
seems there is some level of calm. The governor seems to be enjoying the office and trying to to put Ondo State on the path of growth.
Enjoying. Like I said, we all know how he got to where he is. And as a politician, as somebody who has his eyes on the ball, he's getting brief on daily basis. And at the same time, he's in Abuja now. He was in Abuja yesterday to attend the national NEC meeting. You understand? National Executive Council meeting. He travels. And there are a lot of work to be done. So, and the time is short. Like I said, it's not yet 2 weeks. I think today is, where is it?
It's just 2 weeks.
Just
2 weeks.
2 weeks now. So, and that's, we are talking of governance, politics, and all other things, all encompassing into one. So, he sitting there, doing a lot of things, getting brief. He has to, how he got there. This is somebody who was a deputy governor that was not properly allowed to be a deputy governor. He was acting. He was not properly.
So you think
that I'm not speaking for him. The question you asked me, the question you asked me is what I'm answering. What I'm saying now is that he doesn't have to rush. He has a lot. I'm aware that he's discovering a lot of things. A lot of files have been brought to him. He's looking into the books and all that. And some of these things are very, very, very important for him to take some steps. So he has to have to equip himself with the basic and the detail. You know how it works.
Honorable
I want to say something now.
Okay.
I'm aware of a person of an appointee who came to him with a memo, and that file has just one sheet of paper of the present name. He has to ask.
An ongoing project
for that matter. He has to ask. This file is as old as this government. Where are the previous approvers? You understand? So things like that, he has to tidy up everything, see everything, and before he can take a decision, and he has to take the right decision. So we should give him time to settle down, to look at everything, and to make
before he makes his decision.
Yes.
Okay.
BC, I want to quickly add this. The indictment will not come immediately, but we will do that when we discover, or when I believe, or when we believe that he's not doing it. Let me tell you this. You remember, he acted for 14 days before he became a governor. He became the governor. Those 14 days was as good as when he was the deputy governor. They didn't allow him to reign. They didn't allow him to operate. An acting governor that we will continue to mention this Keba. An acting governor that the Keba did not allow to operate. An acting governor Keba wanted to be given instruction that an acting governor the Keba wanted to be telling him where to go, function to attend, the trip he must make, and what he should not do. It boils down to this fact that now that he's the governor, the responsibilities, the success and otherwise of governance in Ondo State rest on his shoulders. He has a duty to the people, to the citizens of Ondo State, to make sure that the right thing and the best thing are done at the right time. He must not just jump into taking actions. When you get to office newly, you receive reports. I believe he's still receiving briefing reports. You remember when the federal ministers were so appointed recently in Nigeria, they set a benchmark that they want to receive report for 2-3 weeks. And that is just a ministry. You are now discussing a state that has numerous ministries, many MDAs. So I think 2 weeks is not long enough. But when we see that the trend continues, that these people who has been asked to leave office by the operation of our constitution sit back, then we will ask the governor, do this. This is our state. We are all equal stakeholders. The only privileges those ones have is to be so appointed.
Okay.
If you appoint me to this office, you are appointing me because I am from this state. 1,001 other person will do it, and do it if not better. So let's wait and see what he's doing with this. But for emphasis again, we insist that the Constitution of Nigeria Republic must be obeyed in respect of the aids to the former governors.
Okay.
As we insisted on this studio, elsewhere, in this studio and elsewhere, that the Constitution of Nigeria must be respected in respect of acting capacity. So the same dose is being applied in both cases.
Okay, now, Honorable Omole, this politics around who becomes the next deputy governor of Ondo State is generating a lot of controversy. We've been hearing a lot of things, though we believe that some of the things are rumors. For instance, we heard that some people are opining that the governor should and must choose the next deputy governor from Owo, which happens to be the hometown of the late governor. How about, what's it like with the politics around that office?
Well, thank you very much. Like I said, the governor is receiving briefing, and part of what is I'm aware is consulting, which is normal thing to do. And 2 weeks is not too
late.
It was too early. I mean, 2 weeks is not too late to name the deputy governor. And you are aware that our former governor is still in the morgue, although a date has been fixed for his burial. And I think he's just jeopardizing all this. Like I said, we here, we are not speaking on his behalf because he's the one on that seat. And I know he's not a newcomer to the system. He's consulting, and we give it to him. He has the prerogative to choose whoever he wants to work with. And there must be some criteria that he will look at. There must be some over thousands of people are qualified to be deputy governor. That is even the challenge. So he has arrays of competent hands, loyal party members, people that have pay their dues in this party. So I'm not envying him. It's not in. I'm not
Right
envying him
now.
right now because it's a difficult task. Because if you choose A, B will say I'm qualified. If you so that, but at the end of the day, I think he has to look at all the aggregates and take a decision. And like I said, we have a state burial to hold in September. In February. And I think he may be looking at that. I'm not speaking his mind. But then governance must go on. That's the truth of the matter. There's no time to check time. If you ask me, we have an election in April, a primary election in April, and we have the general election in November. And a whole lot of developmental projects are going on, which will be his focus. And I'm sure, even this time that is filling the gap, finishing the term of the former governor, he should be able to point to one or two major projects that he initiated and complete. So he has a lot in his mind now. Like I said, I'm not envying him because he's sitting on a very hot seat now. We can only pray for him, for God to give him the wisdom to succeed.
Talking about developmental projects, just yesterday, 2 days ago, it was said that there would be road reparation processes across the state. There would be pothole rehabilitation and all this stuff, but there won't be, according to the statements issued by the governor, there won't be major road constructions as of now.
You mean major, a new project? There are a lot of road construction going on, and they will be completed. They will. I think what you mean is that starting a fresh project. Is that what you said?
Major road construction, of course, new.
I don't know what is being what the memo is talking about, but essentially there are major construction works
ongoing
in Ondo State, and the workers are still there. So the statement, perhaps you read it out of context. I don't know, but there are major programs, there are major construction works, and the budgets have been signed, and the budget will be executed. So I think essentially the statement should be read in the spirit of the budget, the interests of Ondo State, and what a government should do. There will be like Omole said, no stopping government activities, and that is the irony of work or office. Like you would tell your friend or your colleagues that, please, alaye, slow down, o ṣe tó bá lè ṣe o. Office ló máa rẹ́yìn alákọ̀wé o, compulsory lè ní. Alákọ̀wé ò kí ń rẹ́yìn office ló máa rẹ́yìn alákọ̀wé. Bẹ́ẹ̀ nìkan bá kú lè ní kó tó gbé ẹsẹ̀ lẹ́yìn 2 minutes wọ́n ti ní òkè ẹ kó fáìlì yẹn lọ sọ́dọ̀ ẹlòmíì wọ́n ti replace ẹ̀ nìyẹn. So iṣẹ́ Ondo State won't continue. So let's put it at that.
Okay, within the cabinet, we hear that, of course, it's no more news that the secretary to the state government, Mrs. Oladuni Odo, is still very much with the governor. And of course, given the drama that, preceded the emergence of the governor, one would naturally think that by now, Mrs. Odo would be on her way home, if not home already. But she's still there. And we even heard about 2 days ago that there was a shouting match between both of them regarding the composition of the burial planning committee, which allegedly didn't include Mrs. Odu's name. That shows that there is some sort of friction between the governor and the SSG. How do you think it should play around this such that the SSG is a very key office, pivotal to the growth of any state government? What do you think the governor should do such that this friction or this seeming or alleged, acrimony between both of them will not affect the state of governance in Ondo State?
Thank you very much. I think we have to know the person who Lucky Orimisan Ayedatiwa is the governor of Ondo State. He has this limitless patience and ability to absorb a lot of insults. And that's a rare quality of a good leader. You see, the incident that happened, is it 2 days ago? It's an unfortunate incident. I think it was the second meeting of the burial, the planning committee of the burial of the late governor. The SSS barged in and was pointing to the governor that he's supposed to be a member of this committee, blah, blah, blah. Well, the governor said, okay, you are co-opted. And even at that, she was still raging. To the chagrin of members of the committee, they have to, do the needful and bundle her out of that office. I think...
Bundle her?
I think these people are yet to realize...
Did you mean that literally, or you were just trying to...
I think these people...
No, you have to answer, because you just used the word bundle. Was that a literal...
She was taken out of the office.
Okay. I think that settles it.
I think these people are yet to come to the reality that we have a governor.
Okay.
Who was a former deputy governor. Even as a deputy governor, he was elected, and these people are appointed. That brings me back to what I said. The governor is a very, very humble and patient person. I don't have that kind of patience. I don't.
What would you have done?
Well, if I'm in that situation, I know what I will do. So having said that, we should expect some of this drama. But then again, people are listening, people are watching, and people are seeing what is happening. You understand? So that, to me, that is insubordination, that is respectful to a constituted authority. And that should have a consequence. And people that do that should expect the consequences. So having said that, we know the position these people took prior to this time, and if they still want to live in that position, then the buck stops on the table of the governor to do the needful. I will not speak for him.
Yeah.
He is the governor, and I'm sure he knows what to do.
I want to quickly add to that. We are a constituted system. What I mean constituted is a government. We have rules, we have laws, we have statutes. These people, particularly the secretary to the state government, Mrs. Sodo, has a history, recent history, of wanting to subjugate the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. She was at the forefront of people who said an acting governor should not be made in Ondo State. She was everywhere. This was like the shouting match being mentioned now. If it had happened, it is unfortunate. Similar thing happened in Owo during the
inauguration of the massacre
monument.
She was stepping on the feet of the acting governor, mashing him.
And
these are mere allegations.
It is not allegation.
It was everywhere.
Were you there?
It was everywhere. It was everywhere.
Honorable Molly, were you there? Did you witness it?
I didn't witness it, but I was told by somebody who is not a frivolous person.
Okay.
It was in the news. Nobody denying it. So, if that had happened, then we read few days before this governor became the acting governor that there was a cabinet meeting. The state executive council meeting where the same Mrs. Odu confronted the deputy governor, who was the most senior person, the only elected person in that council, who was the head chair of that council. The same pattern. Like Omole said, I don't know where the governor draws his simplicity, but the law prescribes how to handle recalcitrant public officers. Once, governor is not just Aiyedatiwa. It's not Aketi, neither is it Mimiko or Agagu. It is an office. It is an institution that even the wife, the so-called first ladies here and there, has limit. The son, the children of the occupants of these offices, particularly governor or president, they have limitations as to how they conduct themselves. When you get to bedroom, you can do whatever you like with your wife or your husband or your children do to you. But once they are sitting in that office, in that capacity, in that office, there are rules. Like Honorable Molly said, I insist and I'm rigid about it. SSG must be punished in law because the act is insubordination. No other name. You don't even do it to governor. Deputy governor cannot do it to governor. I trust you wouldn't have, nobody will have done this to Aketi. Neither will you have done it to Mimiko.
Okay, talking about the governor's leniency that you just spoke about, could this outward simplicity have anything to do or have any sort of connections with Mr. President's intervention during the drama that played out before the death of the governor?
With emphasis, no, and no, and no.
I don't know if you get. Did you get my question?
I got your point. Whether whether the governor is under an influence not to sack or do whatever, that is no and no. I can confirm this to you because I got my information from the source. Many people are enraged, were enraged and are still enraged that certain characters are still in the government. And even with the president have told anybody not to violate the constitution or disobey the governor or insult anybody, no. It is the prerogative of the governor to put anybody in the committee, and if you are not put there, you stay away. To the extent that, okay, the governor asks you to leave my office, it has degenerated. Even in your office here, BC, to say somebody should leave your office, that's degeneration. To the extent that they assisted her out of that office. It is sad. No authority tolerates that. Not the president will have said, like taking reports. I still want to hide it under that let us receive reports. She may need some reports she will have to give to the governor.
Yeah. Okay, because of our time, we have less than 5 minutes to go on the show this morning. Well, there seems to be some level of political or let's say disarray in my terms, because there would be some within this short time that we have left before the primary election. The governor has no choice than to make some appointments in the long run, and probably a little or a subtle reshuffle within the government will be done in the long run.
Like I said,
must the SSG, Mrs. Oladuni Odu, must she go, or is there a way around the relationship that she has with the governor?
Which relationship does she has with the governor? Than both of them, they are in government, and they are, like I said, the circumstances that led to Aiyedatiwa becoming the governor is very unsure. It has never happened in this show.
Can you just let the past go and just move forward for the benefit of Ondo State?
What I'm saying, you let me land. What I'm saying is that the transition of Aiyedatiwa being the governor, such scenario has never played out in Ondo State. So caution is needed, and like the person that he is, that I've defined here, very humble, very patient. He's taking his time. Like he said, there may be some brief he still needs to get from some of these people. I mean, to stabilize the government. So 2 weeks for me is not too
My
late.
question is it possible, Comrade Gani Mohammed, is it possible that the governor forgets about whatever happened in the past, whatever acrimony he had with whoever in the past, and just start on a clean?
Yeah, he has forgiven. He said it. He announced it.
And he's showing it.
And he's showing it. Let me tell you, if I were the governor, if I were the new governor, I would have driven all of them away, given my experience. But he's not doing that. Those who have left claim to have left on their own volition. They were not driven out. I think the governor is reconciling them to himself. I know they too will be apprehensive. Somebody you have told to his face that he wore Irue, our governor, Londo State, and you told him, and you knew the law prescribes this, and you are still blocking the constitution, using personal influence, using money received or got from forgery, from forging the signature of the governor. You are using it to oppress him.
These are still allegations.
Now table turns.
And table turn immediately, and you are cohabiting with them. You must celebrate Ayedatiwa.
2 wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah, that's what we are saying. You must celebrate him. I can't tolerate those people. I can even hide under the pretext that Aile Yobalawai mi ò ní jẹ́ kó wá da oògùn sórí tébù mi ẹ̀jẹ̀ ẹ bá mi lé wọn lọ. Ilẹ̀ Yorùbá now.
Okay, quickly, our time is far gone. On a final note, there's this issue in court regarding the constitution of caretaker committee of the local government, and we heard that the last sitting had the court prescribe out-of-court settlement of these issues between the parties involved. In just 1 minute, Honorable Omole, what is the workability of a out-of-court settlement of this issue?
Let me quickly say this. Who are the parties involved, please?
PDP took your party to court?
Okay. So APC and PDP will now settle out of court.
That's what they called. That was the request.
You see, in the first instance, it's unfortunate we don't have much time. I will have delved
just
deep
1
into
minute.
This. What the shenanigan that was done, that was called the nomination, presentation, and the legal swearing of the immediate past so-called LCDA. There's nothing in Ondo State law that said we must have a caretaker. It is transition committee, and in the composition you will have a chairman and 4 members. But because of the person that presented that list is not intellectually capable to do that, he rushed to present chairman, vice chairman, secretary. Were they elected?
In other words, you're not for the out-of-court settlement.
The law. I'm not saying that. I'm not. Don't get.
Let me tell the public this.
What I'm saying is that what they did initially was against the law.
No, let
the law
me
is not known. No, Ondo State law does not know what is caretaker. What we have is transition.
The case was adjourned.
BC, hold on. Let me quickly tell you this, so that the member of the public will be aware of what happened. When
Comrade, your time is gone.
No, quickly. The NGO went to court and challenged Ondo State government that you are inaugurating and putting on a caretaker committee against the law, and they deny it. Ondo State government denying that they never inaugurated anybody.
I'm afraid we have to end the conversation here. We'll continue next week, God willing. Comrade Gani Mohammed, thank you for coming on the show. And Honorable Gbenga Omole. There's a lot to talk about. We'll continue next week. I'm Olabisi Olani Oluwasegun. Thank you very much for listening. Good morning.
Bó ṣe ń wò mí yìí, mo jẹ́ kan nínú àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́